from San Francisco, California, this is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, August 25th, 2025, and it is 3:51 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. It is very hot out here. I'm up in the mountains. I got here this morning. I'm going to do a paint job out here for Pete down the street, one of the neighbors, and it's now hunting season as well too. And I'm getting the tree stand all prepared. I may do a notes from the tree stand at some point while I'm up here during the dog days. This is day 25 of the dog days of podcasting, by the way, where me and a bunch of podcast nerds attempt to do a show a day for the entire month of August. And we're in day 25. I could use a few more. So please give me your dead rockstar stories. Record them in your phone and email them to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I think I could use probably 2 or 3 more. Yeah, and I may go a little bit past too, and past the end of the month if I get more than enough. But I promise you I will play yours. I got to do a regular show pretty soon too, because I'm not posting these on the Patreon hardly because I just don't usually do that on the dog day, so I'm not making as much in the donations. So if you can help, friends, I would really appreciate it. Thank you to the people who sent me Venmo in the past couple of days. Kirk Crawford, he sent me Kirk Crawford sent me $25, I think. Brian Grady sent me $31. Richard Fusey sent me $15. Thank you so much, friends. I really appreciate it. I don't have any advertisers on this little podcast, so anything you can do to help would be very much appreciated, friends. We're doing the Dead Rockstar stories, and I got one here. I think this is from a fellow Dog Days guy.
Good morning, Michael Butler.
Good afternoon.
This is Krazy Joe
Hey,
from
Krazy
Krazy
Joe.
Joe's Concession Stand. Hope you're doing well.
Super great. Couldn't be
I
better.
kind of have a Dead Rockstar story for you. It's not the most thrilling story ever told.
Well, thanks for calling.
But it's an intersection of a dead rock star and a dead wannabe rock star. And what I mean by that is this story starts off with me going to see a rock star who is now deceased, but then I get sidetracked and it takes me to somewhere else.
Okay.
And I end up in the presence of another dead celebrity who was not a rock star, but really.
Also, thank you, John Morgan, for the $25. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to pass John Morgan up. Everybody who's donated on the Venmo, I appreciate it, friends. At Michael-Butler-11. I'm sorry. Back to you, Krazy Joe. Let me back it up a little bit. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Takes me to somewhere else, and I end up in the presence of another dead celebrity who was not a rock star, but really wanted to be. Let me give you my story. I love the Monkees. I've always loved the Monkees. And throughout the 80s and 90s, I went and saw the Monkees whenever they came to town. But Michael Nesmith was never touring with them. Throughout the 80s, he did not tour with the Monkees when they went on tour. And in the 90s, he did the European leg of their reunion tour, but then dropped out when they came to America. Obviously, I was going through the American part of the tour when they hit Philadelphia. So by the time they came to Philly, Michael Nesmith was off the tour. So as a Monkees fan, I never saw Michael Nesmith until I find out in 2013 that he's reunited his other band, his side band. Aside from the Monkees, he was part of Michael Nesmith and the First National Band. And around 2013, he reunited the First National Band, put out a new album, and he went on tour with the First National Band. So he was going to play Phoenixville, Pennsylvania at the Colonial Theater. The Colonial Theater in Phoenixville is a very famous movie theater. They do a lot of live shows there too, but they're primarily a movie theater. And they're very well known because they were the filming location of the movie The Blob. If you ever saw The Blob with Steve McQueen, when the Blob attacks the movie theater, that was the Colonial Theater. And in fact, the town of Phoenixville celebrates the Blob. Every July, they have Blob Fest, and they reenact the running out of the theater. But anyway, Michael Nesmith and the First National Band going to play the Colonial, and I got so excited because this is going to be the first time I've ever seen Michael Nesmith live, because he was never with the Monkees when I saw them. So I got tickets, and I was really excited. And the night of the concert, I got in my car and I'm driving to the show to see Michael Nesmith for the first time ever. And I stopped at a local mall just to use the bathroom, because the theater is about 45 minutes from my house, so it's a bit of a drive. So I'm driving, and I found that I had to use the bathroom. So the mall's there, and I'm going to pull in the mall. I'm going to use the bathroom. I think I maybe intended to hit the food court, get some dinner real quick too before the show. And I pull into the mall, walk in the door, and as I'm walking in the door, my phone rings. I pick up the phone. It's my wife. She's been in a car accident. She and my stepdaughter, pretty serious car accident, did some major damage to her car. Nobody was hurt. But I'm walking in the mall door, and I'm talking to her, and she's hysterical because she's just been in this accident. And I'm trying to get the details out of her. I'm trying to find out if she's okay. But she's very, very excited about what just happened, and she's kind of rattling on, and I'm worried for her. And it's kind of this, I'm in this fog where I'm trying to determine what is going on. What is happening? Is she okay? Is the kid okay? Is everyone all right? And I'm trying to put it all together. And she's very, very animated and yelling and screaming because she's all rattled. And I'm walking in the door, and I notice the mall, while I'm getting this information, simultaneously, while I'm getting this information from my wife about this accident she's in, the mall's packed, just jam-packed with people. So in my head, I'm trying to get the details of the accident, but I'm also thinking to myself, why are all these people here? I'm trying to get through. Why am I fighting this huge crowd of people? And I'm working my way to the staircase because I got to go down the stairs. The food court's on the first floor. I'm on the second floor. So I'm trying to get to the staircase to go down. And this line of people, huge line of people, is extending all the way down the staircase. Now I'm thinking, I don't know what these people are in line for, but I'm not waiting in a line. I'm just going, I need to use the stairs. I need to get downstairs to get to the food court. So I'm trying to force my way down the stairs. I'm telling people, I don't know what you're in line for. I'm not in line. And in the meantime, my wife's still on the phone. She's still telling me what's going on. I'm still putting all the pieces together. And I'm basically in this weird fog where I don't know what's going on. I just don't know what's going on. I'm in a crowd of people. I don't know why I'm in a crowd of people. And I'm worried for my wife. I'm worried that is she going to be okay? What's going on? And it's just this really, really surreal fog of confusion. And I get to the midway point of the stairs, and there's a landing. The stairs kind of like they go down, they have a little bit of a landing, then they go down a few more stairs. And I get to the landing, and I turn, and standing at the bottom of the stairs is Hulk Hogan, flexing his muscles.
Wow. How about
just standing there flexing. This crowd is there waiting to meet Hulk Hogan. I did not know this. Hulk Hogan was in the mall.
And he's hiding in the stairwell.
Man, what a surreal moment. What a surreal moment.
And you met him without having to wait in line.
To get news that's bad news. And you're in this moment where you're kind of in a
Listen,
panic.
Sorry, honey. I know you got into a wreck, but Hulk Hogan's down here. I got to go get an autograph from him. I'll be back.
Like, is my wife okay? Is everything all right?
But it's Hulk Hogan.
While this bad news is being delivered to you, to see Hulk Hogan standing in front of you, flexing his muscles unexpectedly. One of the most surreal moments of my entire life.
Hey, brother! Brother! You're not supposed to be in here, brother!
A wannabe rock star. To those who don't know, before he got into wrestling, Hulk Hogan was a bass player in bands in Tampa, Florida, and he was pursuing a career as a musician. It didn't happen. And in fact, in the 90s, he tried to put out an album. He put out an album called Hulk Rules, Hulk Hogan and the Wrestling Boot Band. One of the worst albums you'll ever hear in your life. It is just terrible. And, Hulk just recently passed, and it's been in the news. He was known for making stories up. He would tell stories that weren't
Hey, brother!
at all. And a lot of those stories
That's the best imitation I can do. Hey, brother!
In his passing. And one of them was apparently several years ago, he was telling people that Metallica wanted him to join the band.
Metallica wanted me to join the band, brother.
Now, again, it's not true, but he was telling people that. So Hulk Hogan definitely wanted to be a rock star, although it never happened. So there you go. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Metallica has denied these claims.
They're liars. They're liars, brother.
Sent in a tape, made calls to their management.
James Hetfield, I'm coming for you. We're gonna go in the all right.
This is not true. So yeah, Hulk Hogan is a wannabe rock star.
Okay.
I did not get to see Michael Nesmith that night. I had to cancel my plans to see Michael Nesmith. I had to go pick my wife up. Some things are more important. But that was my strange intersection of going to see a rock star I always wanted to see and ending up in the presence of a completely different celebrity who has ties to the music industry, but was never quite the rock star he wanted to be. Michael Nesmith and Hulk Hogan. Now, about a year later, I did eventually get to meet Michael Nesmith. Michael Nesmith was doing a signing at a convention, so I didn't get to see him perform at that time.
What did he charge you?
I did get to wait in the line and meet Michael Nesmith, and he signed a poster for me, a Monkees poster, and he couldn't have been nicer. I mean, he really was the kind of guy who he took time. No matter, there was a big line because Michael Nesmith didn't do a lot of meet and greets at that time. So when you got Michael Nesmith for a meet and greet, the Monkees fans showed up because you never know if you were going to get to see him again. And his line was quite long. But when you got to the front of the line, you found out why. Like, it was taking a while. He was taking time with every person. He was looking you in the eye. He wanted to hear your story. He wanted to know who you were, what you were all about. Really nice guy. My eventual interaction with Michael Nesmith couldn't have been more positive. And I did get to see him and the First National Band perform sometime after that. They came around again. And then after Peter Tork died, he toured with Mickey Dolenz, did the Monkees Mike and Mickey show. So I did get to watch Michael Nesmith live on stage on 2 occasions after this. But that night it wasn't to be. So that's my dead rock star story. And I will real quick, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'll real quick give you a little dead rock star story that my friend Dave had, because Dave's not a podcaster. He's not going to send you this. But the rock and roll, what's his name? The rock and roll tax attorney or whatever called in and had a Jeff LaBar story for you. Well, Jeff LaBar lived in my hometown. I'm from Springfield, Pennsylvania. Springfield, Pennsylvania is the town
Cinderella.
Cinderella came from. In fact, Tom Kiefer from Cinderella, his younger sister was my babysitter growing up. So,
nice.
Springfield, PA, we have a lot of ties to Cinderella. And Jeff LaBar lived on my best friend Dave's street growing up. That's where he lived. So Dave was driving home one day and he saw Jeff LaBar hitchhiking. So he stopped and he picked up Jeff LaBar, knew who he was, knew where he lived, because he lived on his street. And he said, he picked him up, and he told me Jeff LaBar said to him, oh yeah, my wife blew me out of the house. That's what he said. My wife blew me out of the house. Now, my friend Dave, Dog Days listeners, we're going to get a little off color here, so I'm sorry. But my friend Dave said, I always wondered what that meant. She blew him out of the house. She was blowing him, and it was so good he flew out the window. That was my friend Dave's reaction to the phrase "blew him out of the house." But yeah, he picked up Jeff LaBar, and he said he couldn't have been nicer. So he also told me stories about when Jeff LaBar got married. They sat on my friend Dave's. They sat on his front doorstep and saw all the rock stars from Bon Jovi and Rat and all these bands. Going into Jeff LaBar's house, getting ready for the wedding. So there you go. The rock and roll tax attorney. I'll piggyback on his Jeff LaBar story and give you that too. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. And Michael Butler, you do a great job All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Krazy Joe. I really appreciate it. Krazy Joe's concession stand. I'll post a link to it on the show notes at rockandrollgeek.com. You too can leave me a dead rock star story like Krazy Joe did. That was a great story, Krazy Joe. I appreciate it, friend. For you, or you two can just record it into your phone, email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I'm going to play a song from the Monkees for him. They put out an album in 2016 called called Good Times, produced by the guy from Fountains of Wayne, Adam Schlesinger. Is that his name, Adam Schlesinger? The song I'm going to play was written by Rivers Cuomo from Weezer. That was the single from this album, I believe. Yeah, so She Makes Me Laugh. Rockandrollgeek.com is where you can find this show. Dogdaysofpodcasting.com is where you can find all the Dog Days shows. Thank you, everybody, for contributing to this Dog Days. I really appreciate it, friend. You helped me out really big time. All right, enough Hulk Hogan. Dogdaysofpodcasting.com. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group is still active and going as strong as ever. We're full of more knowledgeable rock geeks than your friend Michael Butler here. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Here is She Makes Me Laugh from the Monkees, written by Rivers Cuomo.
I'm so glad that I got her to think of. She's fine as any Valentine. I think about her all the time. Cross my heart and hope to die. She sends me silly messages and pictures, directing traffic in the mall or posing with some brand new shoes. She never fails to surprise. She makes me laugh. She makes me smile. And I could hang out with her all day and night. She makes me laugh. She makes me cry. And I would like to be with her for a while. I'm so glad that I got her to think of. We'll have a dinner date tonight and play some Scrabble with the guys and wear our pink party hats. Maybe I should take her on safari. You'll see us wave from our canoe if that's what she wants to do. Tell me what's wrong with that. She makes me laugh. She makes me smile. And I could hang out with her all day and night. She makes me laugh. She makes me cry. And I would like to be with her for a while. No matter whatever else I do, she's still the girl I should hold on to. No matter whatever else I do, she's still the girl I should hold on to. No matter whatever else I do, she's still the girl. She makes me laugh. She makes me smile. And I could hang out with her all day and night. She makes me laugh. She makes me cry. And I would like to be with her for a while.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.